Let me show you another cool thing which you can build with Cargo Collective and just a little bit of JavaScript. We're going to trigger background color change when you hover over selected elements. These elements can be pieces of text, it can be links, it can be a group of elements, images, or anything else actually. But it cannot be images inside of image galleries or images or projects inside of thumbnail index, because, well, that was technically a little bit trickier, and Cargo actually all removes custom attributes when you try to target such things. So my recommendation is not try to use that inside of image galleries or thumbnail index, but for all the other elements you're free to go. And let's move to Cargo and get started. I have a simple page here with just a piece of text, and I made some words to be different colors. If you don't know how to do that, that's pretty simple. You just select the word which you want to target, then you click this icon and change the color here. And yeah, this is what I'm going to use as an example. I also have one little image here, and later I'll show you how to work with links. So first step to do is to move to the code pen. You will find the link below the video. Here is the code pen, and let's start with CSS part. Copy the thing and go back to Cargo. Open code editor and move to CSS tab, then paste it somewhere here. And remember that if you are planning to use this effect on multiple pages, you need to do the same for every single page. Now let's go back to CodePen, and now let's grab the HTML part. Do not copy the comment, only what you see below line number 5. Let's go back to Cargo, move to HTML tab now, and this piece of code you need to paste beneath everything else. This is important. Now all you need to do is to add this attribute to every single element which you want to trigger the animation. And inside of double quotes you need to specify the color which you want to be applied to the background. And this is pretty simple. And this element, you actually can safely remove it after copying the attribute, because this is just an example of how HTML tags looks. And I'll tell you more about it just in a moment. But yeah, now let's just add the attribute for the element which I created here. So here you don't really need to create a new tag, because all the elements are already wrapped inside of a span tag, and this span tag specifies a different color, and it already has an attribute called style with the value. Well, this is blue thing is just a value of the attribute, and you can add your new attribute somewhere near existing attributes. It can be more than one. Just separate them with a little bit of white space, and be careful, do not paste it somewhere here. You will see red color, and that means that you did something wrong and you have a syntax mistake. So this mistake is that we do have like 2 double quotes instead of 1, and here we don't have any closing double quote. So Cargo is going to signify that something is wrong. Let's now change the color, because I'm going to use RGBA. Well, you don't have to use the same color for the elements. It's just an example, but this color can be different from the text color, or, well, actually they're not really connected. And let's copy the attribute and apply it to all the other elements. All right. Now I'm going to copy the colors, and also noted that I don't copy color keyword, only the color number itself. And the same thing for the last element. All right, now let's update and publish the website and see if that works. Now when I hover over the text, the background color changed, and this is exactly how we expect it to work. But let's go back to Cargo and I'll show you a few more things you need to know. Third thing is that you should not set page background or content background. Well, you actually can set content background if your content is smaller than the size of this page, but in my case the only visible part here is somewhere beneath this little line close to the bottom, but all the other content is going to overlap the part which we're going to change the background, and we actually won't see any animation in that case. So I recommend you to keep both things transparent, but you can change side background, it won't be affected anyhow. So yeah, when you hover over selected elements, they're going to change the color, but when you go out, the color is going to be back to what you specified here. Another thing is that the effect won't work while you're editing your website. You will see the animation only on the published version. That was made for technical reason, and that's totally normal. The last thing which I want to show you here is how to work with images or with a group of elements. Well, remember the template which I showed you here. This is an example of how you can create tags in HTML, and if you want to target the image, you actually can copy the opening part of the tag and paste it before the image and the closing part after the image. And now we are actually targeting the image itself. Let me remove the template because you don't really need it in your code. And if you need to target any element inside of the text which is not already like a span element, you can create new span tag like that. Let's say this is a closing part, span. And now you need to copy the attribute and add it here and change the color. If you're working with links, you can first create a link. This is pretty easy. You just regularly create a new link. Then you need to find it somewhere in your code. It's going to be an A tag, and this is the beginning of the tag, and this is the content. And so you don't really need to wrap it into any other tags. All you need is to copy the attribute, go and find this link again and paste it somewhere in between the existing attributes or before them. It doesn't matter. It's just, you just need to separate them all with some white space. And this is it. Follow my channel to learn more cool things that you can do with Cargo Collective websites, and see you in my next video.